Good morning, lovelies. Zoe2Dots here with some Animal Crossing goodness for you. And today I struck gold. Actually, last night I struck gold and I found Dorado Island, rare fish island for the Southern Hemisphere / it's going to apply to Northern Hemisphere people really soon because we only have a few days left of these spawns for Southern Hemisphere. Before April starts, these spawns end at the end of March. So keep your eyes peeled. These are 4 incredibly rare river fish spawning on this particular Nook Miles island. So if you've been playing the game, you might have seen a lot of Austin Johns or other people's guides to how to get Tarantula Island, how to force create Tarantula Island, Trash Island, Bell Island, Sturgeon or Rare Fish Island, and this is a possibly new one, possibly talked about before, but I actually stumbled across this island. I hadn't seen anyone else recording it or talking about it, so I wanted to film it and get it up for you guys ASAP. So this island is spawning 4 of the rarest fish in the game, full stop, the 4 rarest river fish. So this is what the island looks like as you take a look around. I have stripped it absolutely bare. Basically, last night I was trying to, force create a scorpion island. So I don't have tarantulas yet in Southern Hemisphere, I have scorpions. So I was trying to, dig up everything, basically clear the island out and force create a scorpion island. However, as I was tidying up the island, I noticed there were no bug spawns at all on this island. 0 bugs, no crickets, no butterflies, no nothing. Except for the giant water beetle that was, pretty much covering the river, at least 4 or 5 spawns at a time. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this island won't be good to force create a scorpion island. I cleared it all up. I started catching a couple of the river beetles and I was like, okay, the river beetles are at least 2k each to sell. That's not the worst. Maybe this island isn't about bugs though, so I decided to start casting, and the first fish that I pulled out was a Dorado, and I was like, okay, first of all, it's my first one catching this. Secondly, this feels good. So I decided to start checking a lot of the other spawns, and lo and behold, I started rolling in these rare fish. By the end of the night, I had made out with a ton of bells. I could have done this far more optimally as well, because I did start hunting at around 8 p.m. With some of these spawns ending at 9 p.m, but most of them actually starting around 4 p.m. So I could have started far earlier had I stumbled on this island, spent way more time, been way more effective. So I'm gonna give you my top tips on how to best hunt this island if you do come across it, and what's the best practice to do here, and how you can make fat stacks of cash hunting on this island. So I've got a little list here so I don't say anything wrong, but the 4 spawns you want to keep your eye out for are the empanada fish, the arapaima, which is a 10,000 bell fish. It's a size 6, it's the big boy, so if you see that one, it's guaranteed to be the rare one. Go grab it. This one starts spawning at 4 p.m. The arowana fish, which is another 10,000 bells. It is a size 4 fish, and sadly, this means it shares the same size with black bass. You're gonna have a lot of the most metal fish in the game on this island. Bear with it. Bear with it, because I definitely scared off a whole bunch of size 4s thinking that the arowana was a larger spawn size, so I guarantee you I accidentally scared away way more of these than I should have. You wait till I'll tell you how to kind of optimize this. The Dorado is a size 5 spawn, so a little bit bigger than the black bass size. It can be deceiving when you see it. Sometimes you're like, is that the right size? Again, we'll get to kind of like how to best clean up this island, but 15k bells that one sells for, which is very nice. This one spawns from 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you do kind of want to be on this island before 9 p.m. because this is the most, lucrative fish to get and sell. And sadly, I was catching a lot of the pike. Now, I mistakenly thought these fish sold for way more than what they do. They only sell for 1.8 thousand. I thought that they were way more. So I done goofed. And I should not have brought these home with me. Realistically, I should have brought home more of the soft shell turtles if I was going to do anything of the more basic kind of fish, because they sell for at least 3.75k. So top tip number 1 to maybe more optimize this island would be to start earlier. Start looking for this island around 4 p.m. to have like the biggest window of time to spend with these fish. Again, I got to the island at like 7:30, 8 p.m. So which means I only realized that I could catch Dorados with about an hour left of them spawning. So after they despawned, I only had 3 other fish to work with, or 2 actual decent selling fish. How to spot it as well, the only bugs on the island were the giant water beetles. You can't scare these off really. I haven't found a way to scare them off. Even running near them or slapping your net near them doesn't scare them off. I kind of experimented between catching them and not catching them to see if it affected the respawn rate of the fish, and I couldn't really get any conclusive answers. I did try and catch them and clear them out a few times, and that seemed to regenerate some of the rarer spawns, but that could just be coincidence. Feel free to clear out and scare and sprint next to any of the smaller fish, the 1, 2, and 3 size fish. You can pretty easily tell which size these ones are. They're going to be things like the sweet fish and things like that. Just run, sprint next to the waterside and scare them away. For this island, there were a few parts of the river that were too thick to kind of like run and scare the fish. So I recommend releasing one of the black bass into the spot where that fish is, because that will scare those spawns away as well, which is a really handy tip when you can't easily scare something away. And feel free to scare away the fish that are spawning in the river mouth as well. At the moment, these will only be, or if they're spawning at the same time, these will only be king salmon and regular salmon, which both sell for under 2,000 bells. These didn't seem to affect the overall spawns in the river, but I mean, if you run past them and you're like, oh no, I scared them, don't fret, it's nothing too major. So I recommend catching everything that is a size 4 and above, even though this will include black bass, and that is because it turns out, you know, if you want to try and get the arowana, you're going to need to try and risk it for the size 4s anyway. So it's easier to have a bag full of things to swap for. So when you pick up a fish and it says, oh, your bag's full, would you like to swap it out? Just swap out the new better fish for the black bass that you've inevitably caught, because that ends up being quicker than walking to the water's edge, opening your menu, selecting the fish, selecting release, and watching the animation. That takes far longer. So just catch everything 4 and above, and then once you start filling up your storage, you can either pull up another black bass and just say toss it immediately, it'll prompt you for that, or it'll say, hey, you caught something really, really good. Do you want to swap it out? And just swap it out for a black bass. The interchange with that is way quicker. So yeah, get fishing, get catching. I definitely did not play this island as optimally as I could, but I still ended up with a ton of bells. I absolutely, at the start, probably scared away way more size 4 fish that weren't black bass accidentally. I could have arrived earlier and caught more dorado, which would have been fantastic. And I could have been more time efficient by just catching everything. That honestly, in the end, turned out to be the fastest way, was just to catch everything 4 and above. That kind of ended up like resetting the island and the spawns a lot quicker than running, scaring, jumping across the pond, running away, coming back. Oh, there's more small spawns, things like that. So you kind of scare small as you went and catch 4 and above as you go as well. So in the end here, I ended up with 225,000 bells, which is not bad for, I guess, a very suboptimal hunt. Again, if you had, you know, a couple of hours here, and if you didn't make the mistake with the pikes like I did, you could definitely clean up and bring home a way bigger bounty of fish, especially starting earlier. I'm definitely going to try again for this island tonight and just see how I go. There could be other layouts that do apply to this as well. So if you're currently Southern Hemisphere in March, Southern Hemisphere, go now, see if you can find similar river spawns like this. If you can find Rare Fish Island as well, again, 4 p.m. and beyond. I believe these islands or these spawns should be starting for the Northern Hemisphere, I believe in April, because these are the like summertime fish. I'm pretty sure you guys are going into summer, right? We're leaving summer, going into autumn, and you guys are going, oh, actually you guys are going in spring. Keep an eye out, and we'll see. If someone who has caught a Dorado in the Northern Hemisphere game has the, you know, the time months for you guys, feel free to pop it in the comments down below. Once I know, I will pin it in the comments as well. But hopefully you can make out with a far bigger cache of cash money bells. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm going to try again. I'm going to try and play this one way more effectively, and I'll report back if I have better success with it the next time I find this island, hopefully. If there are other videos you guys would like me to try out for testing certain things in the Southern Hemisphere, or comparing what bugs and things we have, what limited edition or seasonal crafts we have, let me know and I'll do my best to research those for you and present them right here. Also, if you guys do want to get the Good Egg shirt that my character is wearing, the good old Zoe 2 Dots merch. It is available in real life in the description, in the link. And then also I have just got the Able Sisters in game. So I'll be able to make the QR code very, very soon for you guys. So you can wear the Good Egg t-shirt in game or in real life if you're feeling it too. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who did leave a like as well. And if you'd like additional ways to support the channel, links for Patreon and the merch are in the description down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.